All right, so I went over my trades from April and came up with a few things that I figured I could work on, definitely for May, make things maybe hopefully a little bit more profitable. So the first thing here is that I feel like I was buying stocks a little bit too early, and therefore at too high of a price. So in order to fix that, I'm going to be a little bit more patient on when I purchase. I'm going to try and wait for the stock to actually come down to a level that's visible, like a 9 EMA, 9 exponential moving average, or the VWAP. In some cases, maybe the 20 EMA. We'll see how it goes. But hopefully, that waiting for it to actually come down to a real level that's visible on the chart, that should hopefully keep me from buying things too early or too high of a price. So in doing that, I'm going to have to remember, like I wrote here, that the bid is going to be what actually probably hits that level, and then the ask is where I'm buying. So I have to make sure that spread isn't too much. If it's like a 10-cent spread or something, when I buy it on the ask, I'm immediately down 10 cents, so that's not good. So we'll see how it goes, but that's going to be my plan for when I purchase. Um, so I noticed too that I was holding losers way too long. I had a lot of like really big unrealized losses. I did get lucky on a few of those where I held it for long enough that it came back up, but I don't want to be in those positions because if it does continue going down, obviously it's bad. So I'm going to try and keep that from happening by actually setting a true stop loss under the 9 EMA or the VWAP. It may be kind of a big loss still potentially depending on when I actually purchase, but 10 cents below the 9 EMA or the VWAP, whichever one I'm using for trading, um, that's going to be my absolute stop loss. So if it gets down to that point, once it hits 5 cents below, I'm going to start looking at selling. If it drops suddenly, then I'm going to just sell and be done with it, hopefully with a 10 cents or less loss. So the number three thing, I wasn't holding winners long enough either. I had quite a few where I held it for a really long time. Like this number two was an issue, so I held it for a really long time. And then it came up and I ended up selling it for a profit, but then the price continued to move up. So I still missed out on wins, bigger wins, even in those trades. So there's a few times that I saw that happen. So to avoid that, I'm going to do my best to be more confident, trusting my strategy and buying it at the low price, hopefully where it's at support 9 EMA or the VWAP. And then if when it shoots up, try and take a quick profit. If it does continue going up, I'll feel like I'm still missing out a little bit. But when I'm building the small account and just trying to get little wins here and there, I don't want to risk trying to get a home run trade and not, take profit in time. And then if it comes back down, lose out on a trade that would have been a winner. So until the account's a little bit bigger, I'm going to still be taking profit quickly. But once the account gets up there, I feel like I should have confidence enough to actually hold them a little bit longer, maybe on those better trades. So that's how I'm going to try and deal with that one. And there were several days that I didn't even take trades in April. So, like, basically half the month, essentially. I think it was 9 out of 9 days that I didn't trade and 11 that I did. So, I think with more confidence, I'll be able to take more opportunities or see more opportunities. So that's what I'm going to aim for there is, just having a slightly different strategy where I'm buying off of a support level. Hopefully will give me the confidence to buy into it sooner. And also on those days where I didn't see anything that I liked, I'm hoping that this will open up opportunities to see more things that I trust. So, oops, coming up here, my actual strategy, I'm going to still be buying pullbacks after a momentum surge. So when the price shoots up really quickly, then I'm going to be hoping that it will come back down to the 9 EMA or the VWAP, buy it at that point, and then trust that it'll move up. Um, so using that strategy, my stop will have to be within 5 to 10 cents of the level of the VWAP or the 9 EMA. And I just put a little example there that if the VWAP's at 542, then the bid will probably hit that, but the ask might be higher. So if I end up getting filled at like 546 or something, then my stop will still be 10 cents under the VWAP, so 532. My target would be 10 to 20 cents above that, the VWAP price, not necessarily the price that I buy it at. So I want it to be as close to that level as possible. A lot of these do end up surging up quite a bit more than 10 cents. So I am hopeful that I'll get more that are in the 20-cent range. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to use the same rules from last month. Basically, one trade a day for the first week. If I'm profitable, then I'll take more trades in the second week. If I screw up at any point, then I go back to that first week, basically one trade a day. Don't want to lose more than $50 in a day, and my goal will be at least $50, hopefully, for wins. So my overall goals are going to be to have more confidence in what I see. That's definitely a big one, and to cut losers sooner. Those are the two top ones. I don't want to hold losing trades like I was last month, even though most of them did work out. I don't like doing that, so I'm going to try to avoid that. For monetary goal, we're going to do the same as last month, where I'm going to try and get $1,000 in profit. So bring the account up to 1543. Um, but that's just as long as we're at least break even. But should set a goal. So I figure $1,000. Um, so in order to get that goal, I feel the few little stats that I had last month that weren't quite as good. I want to have my average winning trade up around $50, and then my losing trades, if I have them, which I know I will, but I want those to keep those small, so at least half of what my winning trades are. Um, and my average cents per trade, of course, is the 10 cents at least. Anything above that, is going to be extra, but I want to at least get that. And then my winning average is got to be over 70. I feel like having an average over 70, that way, even if my average winning trade isn't quite as high, double than my losing trades, then, I'm still going to be winning. So I did put on here a couple of examples of what I was going to be trying to do here. So this first one, this is actually something from a little while ago. This isn't very recent, I don't think, from last year sometime. So this top one right here, ALF, it came up, it had this surge, and then it came up and hit the $5.27 area, which was resistance. So it came back down a little bit. It ends up bouncing off this 9, which is when I would want to be buying it. So at some point in there around the moving average is at $5, so within 5 cents of that, right in that area there, 506, 507. You can see it comes back up. I want to say it pretty instantly continues on. And with this one, it's actually pretty lucky because it gets back up. My target would be that 527, so from around $5 up to 527. That thing's annoying. I don't know what that is. Just messages from CMEG. So yeah, it comes back up, hits that resistance area, has a little bit of trouble getting above that, but then once it does go through, you can see it just kind of flies right through, hits that area, and then goes even higher. So it would be a really good trade off that 9 EMA. It actually goes into a halt, I'm pretty sure, after this, but that's just one. So then this next one here is CASA. This is another one where it actually bounces quite a few times off of the 9 EMA here, which you can see the high of the pre-market was also 604, which is close to is actually what the 9 EMA is on the 1 minute. So it's actually would be a really good area for support. And you can see here it comes down, bounces up, have the opportunity to make at least 10 cents on that, and just kind of move forward here. So it actually does it a few times. You can see it actually has some, and we're ignoring when I actually bought it and stuff because this is just an example for what I want to be trying to do here. So, but yeah, you see there it bounces again off the 9 EMA and comes up a little bit. I think that's just barely enough to make another 10 cents or so. So a couple times there that we probably could have made more money on that one. Looks like at least once more it bounces. So coming forward here. So this one is SPRC. This is actually, it's on a halt. It comes out of the halt there and moves up. So I actually did buy this one here when I was trading it, and I think it's right in this area. It comes off the $0.50 support, so that's actually not a bad idea. I think I made really quick money on this one. Pretty much bought it and sold it right away for easy money, so shouldn't say easy, but for quick money. But the real time to buy this, the better strategy here, because you see is 628, is the high of that last candle there. So that works as support. And it also happens to be pretty close to where the VWAP is. So you can see here, it comes down on the second candle, so right in that area. Anything close to that, I think 628 within, 632. I think it actually comes down to 630 for a second there. But then it comes right back up and it just skyrockets. So I mean that's easy 30 cents right there. Again, I shouldn't say easy. It's a quick 30 cents there. So just another idea or example of what I want to try to be doing here. So I think there's another one in this area here. It's actually two. Both of these end up doing it. So watching this first one here, the RDBX, you can see it already kind of bounced off that yellow moving average there. And on the 5 minute it did too. So moving forward a little bit, you can see it moves up pretty good. Could have made it at least 10 cents on that one there. If I come back, where is it? Right in this area. So you can kind of see on the top one here, VAXX, kind of did the same thing where I think I bought this one a little early at 749, but you can see it comes down, hits at least 738. I think it went a little lower, 735. Maybe it does right here. Yeah, 735. So could have bought it a little bit lower if I trusted that it was going to bounce off the 9 EMA there. This one is a little risky because it has the topping tail on the 5 minute, and it looks like it could be on the backside there, but trusting that it's going to bounce after a surge up is kind of what the strategy is going to be. So came up there, could have made 10 cents, it went up to 749. Second one here where it bounces, 733, 732. And then it comes back up. Just going to slowly move forward here. Just take a little bit of time, but you got to be patient with it and just trust it. But you can see it comes up, goes past 769. So good couple cents there, like 20 cents or so. This one here is CRTD, so this one actually comes down, and this one will be a little bit more difficult to do because it's such a low price stock. So judging when it's going to actually bounce off of the 9 or the VWAP, in this case you can see the 9 EMA and the VWAP is pretty close to each other, 133.7 and 134. So both about 134, and it comes down. It doesn't quite get to that area, but something within that range, within at least 5 cents, $1.38, would have been a good time to buy it. I think it came a little bit lower than that, but right in that area. And then it comes up, and it actually does that a few times there. You can see it did that on the previous candle a little bit, and down here it did it on a couple of these too. It's also bouncing out the VWAP on the 5 minute, so that's working together is definitely a lot stronger. So these are just a couple examples that I saw in my videos. I definitely had quite a few more. I just didn't want to have to go through all the editing and stuff to put them all on here, but this I was just checking another one, but I bet if we watched that one it would have bounced as well. So this one, it bounces up off the 9 EMA, the VWAP area, $1.34, and comes all the way up here, continues on to like 160 or so. So definitely would have been a good buy there, even higher than 160. So yeah, that's basically my strategy, and then a few examples of what I hope to see this next month, and what I hope turns into a more profitable month than April was. $10.70 is all I made in April, so trying to get a little bit more than that this month. Again, aiming for about $1,000 in profit, but we'll see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, I appreciate it.